Now, you all have gone through the non-technical related questions which could be asked during your articleship interview. Let us now move towards the next topic, which is technical related questions which could be asked during your articleship interview. Hi everyone, my name is Tanvi Sukhija and I'm on a mission to help CA students and freshers to rise from mediocrity to excellence. In this video, we'll be discussing about all the technical related questions which could be asked during your articleship interview. I have divided these technical related questions into three categories. Number 1 being audit, number 2 is tax, number 3 is account, finance and other general questions. Let us start with the topic number 1, which is audit related technical questions which could be asked during your articleship interview. Audit related questions क्या हो सकते हैं? Number 1 is what is audit? सबसे पहले तो basic question, you have to have clarity on this one, that audit होती क्या है? Audit की definition, that is the process of examining the financial statements so as to give the opinion to the shareholders. इससे trust build हो हमारे shareholders का, financial statement सही जा रही है या नहीं. So you have to define everything about the audit in this question. Number 2 is what is the purpose of audit? Audit किस लिए करते हैं? So first of all, we will do it for the beneficial of shareholders. So we will explain that how we are benefiting the shareholders by doing the audit of a particular entity and how other stakeholders are getting benefited from the audit being done of an entity. Number 3 is what are the procedures being performed in an audit. क्या क्या प्रोसीजर्स परफॉर्म होते हैं, रिस्क असेसमेंट प्रोसीजर, सब्सटैंटिव प्रोसीजर, इन दोनों प्रोसीजर्स को आपको डिफाइन करना है, विच यू हैव स्टडीड इन योर सीए इंटरमीडिएट एग्जाम्स एज वेल. Number 4th question which could be asked during your articleship interview related to audit is difference between internal and external audit. जो statutory audit होता है, that is an external audit, and internal audit which is done by the management to review the functions, उनकी financial control and everything related to the within the organization is done is due to the internal audit. वो management खुद कराता है, and external audit is done by the auditors which is as specified by the law. So you have to explain this. Next question which could be asked is what is the materiality threshold and why do we set the materiality threshold? So जब भी हम audit करते हैं we set up a materiality limit कि अगर इस amount से ज़्यादा होता है कुछ तो हम we will examine that particular thing, but if it is less than the materiality limit which we have set for that entity, then we can leave that error or whatever that thing is. अगर कुछ difference इस amount से कम है तो we can leave that, but if it is more than or equal to this materiality limit, then we have to examine closely and form our opinion कि whether इसमें कुछ गड़बड़ लग रही है हमें या नहीं लग रही. So we'll have to do that. Another is assertions in the audit, and you have to answer all your questions which are asked during an audit कि आपको किस तरीके का audit करना है, कैसे audit करना है based on the assertions in the audit. So you must have the clarity on the various assertions, that is completeness, accuracy and every other assertion which are there in the audit, so that you can form your answer in a very correct manner. The next question which could be asked during your interview is the difference between risk assessment procedure and substantive procedure. और internal control अगर अच्छे हो तो हमें audit कैसे करना चाहिए. If internal controls are good, then we must have a soft procedure to the audit because internal controls are already very good and there is a very minimal chance of having any material misstatements in the financial statement of that company. Now coming to our category number 2, which is tax related technical questions which could be asked during your articleship interview. Tax related question थोड़े कम होंगे if you are not appearing for the tax specific interview during your articleship. If you have tax specific domain, then आपके tax related question बहुत ज़्यादा होने वाले हैं. So you have to decide like which job profile you are appearing for the interview, and then you have to plan your schedule accordingly and prepare accordingly for that. Tax related question which could be asked is tax planning क्या होता है, how do we do tax planning, difference between tax avoidance and tax evasion, tax audit कब होता है, tax audit कैसे होता है, what is TDS, what is tax treaty, and if you have studied if you are going for international taxation तो आप क्या क्या उसमें analyze करोगे, and what will you study in that, how will you ascertain that it is transaction is taking place at an arm's length price, what is an arm's length price हम कब check करते हैं, associated enterprise क्या होती है, related party कौन सी होती हैं, how do we have to have any specific procedures for related party transactions, and other related questions which could be asked during your interview is टैक्स ट्रीटी क्या होती है, टैक्स ट्रीटी जब हमें टैक्स ट्रीटी लगानी होती है तो हम कौन सी sites देखते हैं, where do we check. So you have to study all this in a very detailed manner. So if you are appearing for a tax specific interview, but if you are not appearing for a tax specific interview, you just have to do a basic study like GST क्या होता है, TDS क्या होता है, tax planning क्या होती है, tax audit की limit क्या होती है, or basic slab rates you have to study. These are the small things which you could go for if you do not have any tax profile related interview for your articleship. But if you are going for a tax profile related interview, then you have to study all the tax related things which you have studied so far, that is capital gain, business income, house property income, all these income and heads of gross, aggregation, deduction. You have to study all this in a very detailed manner. But if it is not related to tax, then you could give it a brief, like you could refer your summary notes, you could refer your chart books or any other thing जिसमें आपको थोड़ा brief में but सब पता लग जाए. Now coming to our third category of question, which is finance, accounting and other general related questions which could be asked from a technical point of view. From technical point of view, interviewer could ask you questions like कि capital asset pricing model क्या होता है, what is risk free rate of return, what is market rate of return, difference between book value and market value, difference between net profit and gross profit, how do you calculate working capital, liability और equity में क्या फर्क होता है, and what is depreciation, how do we calculate the depreciation, what are the subjective biases involved in accounting valuation of stock or any other thing, और PPE को हम कैसे value करते हैं. This could be asked during your articleship interview. And हमें financial statement बनाने के लिए सबसे पहले क्या जरूरत होती है, that is the trial balance, होता है difference in dividend and interest, and these are the certain short things which could be asked during your interview. He could ask you from your topics which you have studied in your CA intermediate examination with a reference to Ind AS, property, plant and equipment, or stock valuation of investment property. He could ask during your interview. So you have to just give a reference to what all you have studied so far in your articleship. Ind AS पढ़ने हैं, essays पढ़ने हैं, tax audit वगैरह लिमिट पढ़नी है, slab rates पढ़ने हैं, heads का पढ़ना है, deduction, aggregation and everything. Just a brief look. He wouldn't ask anything which is out of your syllabus. If your interviewer asks you something to which you do not have any answer or you do not have much clarity on that concept, so you can answer that by saying, though I do not have much clarity on this, but I surely want to give this question a try, and say what all things you know about that concept, and in the end conclude your answer by saying, thank you for asking this question. I will definitely go back after my interview and give this question a read, and then I will reach out to you with the answer. But currently I do not have much proper answer for this question. This is how you answer a question when you do not have much idea of that topic or you do not have a clear and concise answer. Do not straight away give the wrong answer. It gives a very negative impression of you on the interviewer, that the other person is not trying to accept that he doesn't know the answer. So you must try. If you want to try, then just back your answer that I do not have much clarity but I want to try, and see it doesn't matter if you answer it wrongly or correctly, but accept it that you do not know it. This is how you answer your questions in your interview. If you have any questions regarding your articleship interview, you can type that in the comment section below or reach out to me through LinkedIn or Instagram. I'm attaching the link in the description box below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so that it may benefit them as well. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please subscribe it right now and hit the bell icon in order to get notified for all the further videos. Thank you.